Okay, I'm playing another game of this as our Battle of Aouzou. Coughing every time I start. 1 minute. Okay, so I tried to play a defensive role last time and failed. I lost a couple of units down here. This time I'm actually going to play an even more reserved defensive line, and that's going to be looking at it along there. I mean, I might go into there, but it's basically going to be anchored on these mountains, and I'm not actually going to try and defend the hills in between. And I'm going to go for the artillery in preference to the armour. I spent a bit of effort going on the armour, and although I did a lot of damage against it, that artillery is just too powerful. Oh, look at that, 2. That's nice. 0.8. Okay, so can't grumble. Okay. Now I'm going to want to put my artillery in there, I think. 1, 2, 3. So he's going to go into there next. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I'll risk it. He's only a company. Move him there. I'll try and get to there next turn. One, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Don't want to do it, but I will. Okay, so that's my first turn, and I've messed that up, haven't I? Because I wanted to put something in the mountains. I can come back to that. Okay, so now it's the Chadian turn. Well, they've got air power, and they're going to go for this, which is it's the largest stack and the most vulnerable. Let's see how much damage they do. This is what will define the whole game. These early strikes, very effective. Well, relatively effective, I think that has been. The third one didn't do much, but 2, 2, 1. So, recoverable. Okay. Okay, so I'm not going to keep the artillery together. And I'm not going to stack anything more than 2. I quite like the effect the artillery has on stacking, because I didn't want to put in any stacking rules, but it's like a self-imposed penalty for stacking. You get a lot more damage. And I'm going to keep the armour with that. It's not ideal because I'm going to basically go for those. But I don't want to just sit there and say, oh, I know he's going to go for the artillery. And then so not put them in there and leave the artillery vulnerable and open. You know, I don't know that, so that's basically a strategic ploy there. Okay, so we took a bit of damage, but we're still alive. We've still got the game. So moving my artillery to where I want it to be. I'm setting myself up for the next turn into that mountain hex, distributing the load. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's it. Oh no, I've got some air power. As I said, I'm going to go off this artillery. I really want to do as much as I can. 1.9, that's good. I'm going to continue splitting it up though. No effect, no effect. You need as much to go in Libyan's favour as possible in the early stages because it has just a snowball effect on everything. Okay, well they're going to go back with their air power in the mountains. There's just going to... Well, that wasn't too bad. Let me just look at the damage through and through. 2.7, 2.4, 3. It's all semi-recoverable. The pain is just a little much. Okay. Now I think we can sort of assume that the Libyans are not going to advance that far. Okay. I'm just thinking. Sorry if it's gone silent. And that's all the Chadians can do this turn. So now it is the Libyan turn. 10 turns to wait for reinforcements. At least they haven't lost any units yet. No effect. Oh, do I go for that? I think I'm actually... That was a mistake I made last time. Yes, it's nice, it's tempting, but these artillery, they're big. I mean, they're bigger than the ones I've got. 7. That needs to be... once they start pounding me with that, it's just a little much. 2 damage. 3.9. See, he's not got any depressions. Must have recovered. How did that happen? 0.4. I've got to pound that artillery. So now I'm in the positions. I actually wanted that one, but I'll wait. Okay. Well, I think we'll continue pounding this hill, this mountain. Mountain definitely seems to be providing a little more defence. The damage is painful, but survivable. Survivable. But we've also got this artillery. That was painful. Yep. I think I did better the first time around when I wasn't really even trying. So, okay, now that's that. Could launch an assault against that. Depression 6.4. I think I will. Three to 1 DR. Well, we've not lost anything, but it's pretty bad. Let's see what we can do about this unit. 1.6. 0.8. Well, let's see how you like stacked artillery. 2, 1.8. Nearly 15 minutes. Well, he's not much use, but you can get into there. Okay. Next turn. Okay, I'm going to upload this now. It's a convenient point. And, see whether I can make the Libyans last a bit longer. Okay, second video segment. Still not quite happy with the Libyan defence, but at least we've not lost any units yet, and it's turn 4. Taken a pounding, but still not actually lost anything. I'm not entirely sure what I want to do. I think I'm going to retreat this unit in this direction. Okay, I'll leave him there. Okay. see about pounding this. 0.4. Okay. Modest losses. The artillery, though, $6.3. 6.3 on that. Oh god. Okay, so it's time to do the movement. So we're going to lose some units. I like the mobility of these motorised units. I just think this is the perfect size map. It's got just enough units on it to make it interesting. You know, I think when you look at these sort of, even some of the ones that I've made, they're just too much, you know, to sort of play, unless you've got like an entire weekend. I mean, I used to play war games over the whole weekend. In fact, not just a weekend, weeks and weeks. I mean, we used to do a lot of it at the weekend, but you know, might do a Wednesday evening and the Saturday and Sunday, and you just have it set up and just, you know, they take forever. And they're all good, but you know, I mean, you've got to actually have that time to be able to commit to that, and you know, that's easier said than done, really. I mean, this is sort of quite simple. I keep saying that, but I love it when it's simple. Okay, well, I'm trying not to think too much, so I'm just going to do this assault. I mean, he's so heavily depressed that it's going to be a walkover. At least it wasn't a defender eliminated. And here, yeah, I mean, this is going to be, again, a walkover. I'm just pleased I haven't got any Ds yet. I knew if I said that I would regret it. Okay, so I've now lost 2 units on turn 4. I mean, it's just difficult for the Libyan player to win. Okay. Just piling forward. They're not depressed though, are they? Fresh units. I perhaps should have withdrawn those units earlier. Turn 5. Well, this amount of range of the artillery, 2.8, 3.9. Okay, let's spread it. 1.2. No effect. That's so painful when it has no effect. Okay, he's got some depression, so let's follow up on that. I mean, look at that, I could do an assault, but it's just pointless, really. 8, 16, 24, no. Huh. At least the Libyans have had a little bit of that lucky luck. You know, 3.9, that was good. Okay, end of that turn. Well, we're going to have to move the artillery forward now. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, well, it's in range of that, so rolling artillery. 0.5. Ha! See, that's the edge. You see, the edge is taken off it when it's got depressions. The artillery is really key, I think. Well, seem to have gotten through that turn without too much damage. Just crisscrossing. Look at that. Shall I attack that? He lost half of his strength. I think so. I think I'm not going to take a chance. My brain doesn't want to think about the odds, so I don't want to take that sort of chance to lose that sort of line. I mean, we know the Libyans are not going to be counter-attacking. Okay, well, I'm quite happy with at least the fact that we're getting somewhere with this artillery. 1.4, bring it down to 5.4. See, every time it fires, it doesn't recover because its movement goes down to 0. And as it gets weaker, the damage becomes greater. 4.9, 5.4, 4.9. and I was happy with that damage against the armour, so I'm going to do it again. Well, I did well before, I did crappily. 0.1, what's the point of that? Okay. Should have been faster into that X. I don't think we can get in there though. Oh, that's that. That's the Libyan turn. Well, at least we're surviving. And I think when I did this first time around, turn 6, the Libyans were all dead. It's a case of, you know, holding off as long as possible. Well, let's see what we can do here. So they're all dug in now. You know, the air power is having much less significant effect. In fact, it's almost having no effect because they're recovering. They're not going to recover from that. This artillery is just so deadly. I mean, that just went from perfect health to dead in one go, almost. Okay. Holding on to Aouzou might not be as critical. I can't get into those mountains as we might have sort of thought. Look at that. Well, they've fired, so that's it. Only got 30 seconds. I'm going to upload it at that. I think the Libyans have done better, but they're still going to lose. Okay. I was just looking at the other video, and by turn 7 all the Libyan forces were eliminated. So we'll see how this works out. Whose turn is it? Chadians. That's right, I was contemplating doing some assaults. That's right, the other unit is completely knackered now, isn't it? So they're all moved. And we can commit an assault into there. Fairly depressed and massively depressed. I'm going to pause the assaults for this turn. I'm not feeling lucky. Okay, it is now the Libyan turn. Again, I'm just going to keep pounding this artillery because I really do not want it recovering in any regards. 7.4, that's doing it for me. And this little unit down here. No effect. Well, this should be about balanced now. 7.4 versus 4.9. You can still do damage there, that's the frustrating thing. Okay. And the artillery, I think, is going to have to come down on this. Point 0.4, no effect. 0.2, 0.6. Okay. Well, this is the final defensive posture. We've still got quite a nice long line. And it's now, I think, well, to be quite honest, I don't think there's any easy ways that are out of this, but I moved there. I shouldn't have really gone there. I should have gone there. I should have gone for that line. That would have actually been quite good. Well, and I might just do it all over again. But clearly, they're not going to survive this. Why make it difficult? Let's do some air assaults first. Let's watch the pain pile up. 0.6. Ooh. Scraping through the serious results. The interesting thing about this is that I've got armour in there and there's no armour here. So let's do some quick calculations. 1.5, so they're a little bit depressed. So that's 3, 5. So they're 4.5. In mountains, 13.5. Let's assume all these are halved. So that's 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 24. 24 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 24, 36 versus 15. So this should be about 2 to 1. It could possibly be a 1 to 1, depending on how fatigued these units are. What is it going to be, a 1 to 1 or a 2 to 1? 4 to 1. How did I get that so wrong? At least I think I got this right. 80, oh, I don't know. The thing is, I made the assumption that they were halved, but they probably weren't halved. In actual fact, they probably weren't halved at all, because it wasn't just armour. Okay, I'm not going to bother calculating that, but obviously it was pretty clear that they were going to probably lose. Turn 7, they haven't lost everything, so the game is still afoot. taking a heavy pounding again. I shouldn't have moved them there. That was just so frustrating. Because I feel like I need to play the game now. Oh. Well. One-to-one DR. Now that was how things start to go when you start to lose a lot of your power. I mean, that was a good result, and yeah, so that's just a retreat. And here, when I could do the assault, but I think I'm going to wait. However, the thing is, I'm sort of aware that by waiting, I'm just limiting my ability to form a defensive line, although I can start doing that with these units here. I mean, they're going to. It's not a case of if, it's just when, and yeah. Okay. Well, strangely enough, do we want to keep going off this artillery? I think I will, because I really don't like it. 0.6. One. So he's now at 8 depressions, 5.9. Artillery onto that. Two. So he's now depressed to 4.8. Okay. Right. I'm going to form something along here. So I'm going to take 3 units and stack them in those 2 hexes. We've got 2 there. Two there. Two there. I'm going to come down here now and hopefully finish off this stack. Okay. Depression 1.8, 8.2, 5.6. Don't get the full surround. I think there's a bit of a problem with the artillery in that it looks at their core strength and not their reduced strength. I mean, it shouldn't be getting 5.6 damage at all in the state that it's in. Okay. DE. Well, not too dissimilar situation to the first time round. Only we've still got 2 units, one completely dispressed and the other one's sort of getting there. So again, it's not easy for the Libyans to hold out. I'm going to have to reread the sort of background, the Wikipedia and all whatever background there is to this battle, because I might, unless it's specific about exactly what's there, I might give the Libyans just one more extra unit and just see whether that gives them at least a little more of a sort of, not so much of a competitive edge, but you know, sort of a playable edge to it, just to make it possible, because I think at the moment, no matter what, it's going to go the other way. Even if I maybe delay some of the units that start on in the bottom left hand corner, so that instead of appearing on the first turn in the bottom left hand corner, they appear in turn 2 or turn 3, and the other ones that currently appear in turn 3 actually appear on sort of turn 6 or 7, and that would make that all a little tighter, a little less of a sort of, you know, I think that's quite simple to get through. And I think what's telling with this game is that I haven't got to the second part of it when the Libyans come in, because it's just too long a game, and I'm beginning to think now, even after all this time, that, you know, really 10 turns is maximum. I shouldn't be really thinking about a game that's more than 10 turns. I mean, I don't think there's any problem with that. Some of them are mega games, and you know, clearly they need more turns. But I mean, for these little games, the sort of games I want to be playing, I think 10 turns makes them bite-sized, makes them easy to get into, easy to get through, and easy to sort of, you know, do quickly and efficiently. They're the sort of things I want to be angling at, really. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to do any more. I'll speak later. Bye.